Roman Reigns is the best thing to ever happen to professional wrestling.
Let's talk about that.
Welcome to the Good Mythical... Wait, wrong show, sorry.
No, this is the Wrestlecast, because we can't decide on any names for anything besides just talking about the subject and throwing cast at the end of it. So this is Wrestlecast episode number 2. Marvel can eat its shit, because this is the most ambitious crossover of all time. You have Kyle, and you have and you have other Kyle, but now, for the first time ever, a historic first time ever, the big dog, the boss.
Had a dream, I
had a baby.
I
like double A.
Oh, we're shooting on everybody.
Low blow.
I fucked Snoop Dogg even though he's my cousin.
This is Thomas Gunn over here.
What's up? What's bracking?
What's bracking? As you can tell on the channel already, we have our first official podcast up for wrestling. We talked about what we thought the state of wrestling was like.
Oh God, I'm glad I wasn't here for that. Because how long is that?
About an hour.
It's an hour.
Yeah, it would have been about 3.5 if I was here.
I make a lot of jokes about fucking... Did I make any Will Ospreay jokes?
You did not, actually. I'm surprised.
Why? Why would you joke about Will Ospreay? Because he almost killed himself?
Well,
yeah,
that and he's gonna kill himself at some point. But
yeah, it's alright. Dynamite Kid 2.0.
Yeah.
He literally... That press conference before Dominion, remember we were sitting in my basement?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm, about to go to bed?
Yeah.
And then he gets on the press conference, and that was fucking awesome. He was just like, I want to be the Dynamite Kid. That's the basis of what he said.
Yeah. That's what we need.
Good.
People who give their fucking bodies actually to the sport, rather than just this.
And then they retire at 30.
Retire at 30. It's best that way. They used to do it in the fucking 20s, dude. Fucking work your ass off and then you're 30 and then you have like 4 fingers left, dude.
I at 35.
Yeah.
Now these assholes are retiring at 60, living till 107.
Ew.
Oh.
If I ever live to 107, kill me. Just like Vince killed Finn Balor's career.
Buried! He lost the match. He's buried. But
that goes against everything I said in the last podcast, but that's fine.
No, so we brought Thomas Gunn onto this podcast because he has a deep plethora knowledge of New Japan, and he specifically requested talking about how much he hates the WWE and their booking. It seems like he needs Jinder Mahal's new religious side, apparently. No, I think that's...
Shakugan no Shanna! Shakugan no Shanna!
This is the thing that pisses me off about Jinder Mahal. And I promise I won't go too long about this, because I could really write a novel.
Alright, I will let you have the floor.
Okay. So, here's the thing that pisses me off. You're going to have to help me fact check this.
Okay.
What month did he become... when did he become number 1 contender last year?
I believe it was May or June.
Okay. It was the pay-per-view after Mania, so it was either...
No, because there was the House of Horrors match after Mania, so there was one more month after that.
Was it? So it was either late May, early June. So in May, he becomes number 1 contender. 1 month, less than 1 month, before WrestleMania 33, right?
Yeah.
That was last year. He lost to a Superman punch on Raw.
Yes, he did.
And then WrestleMania happened, he did some roids, and he heads over to SmackDown in the Superstar Shakeup.
Don't forget about Rob Gronkowski.
That's not...
That did not happen. That did not happen.
The security woman not being told what's going on. Anyway, so...
I mean, what are you gonna do if you're a woman and Rob Gronkowski just jumps over there?
I mean, I would take a bump and lay spread eagle and just wait. Anyway, so Jinder Mahal goes into a six pack challenge or like a 5-way or something.
The 6-pack
multi-man match.
WWE's favorite.
Pinning Sami Zayn. Go figure.
Of course.
Always Sami Zayn. And becomes the number 1 contender to the WWE Championship.
which was weird in itself. Even if he wouldn't have won the championship, I feel like that's just that like Rusev challenging for the WWE championship type thing where it doesn't really
who's going to care about that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No one cared about that match.
Yeah.
And then there's always those assholes, and I'd say it's about 20% of WWE fans who would be like, okay, Ginger's going to win. No, I know everything. Ginger's going to win.
That was actually me, so I'm...
You're an asshole. Everyone's like, I know Ginger's going to win. Just like people are like, Rusev's going to win at Extreme Rules. Jinder Mahal, not only did he win the WWE Championship, he defeated a 14-time world champion, a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
In his first opportunity. When was the last time Jinder Mahal had a singles title match?
Oh, God.
You want to know what?
Oh, God. Oh, man.
I don't know anything about his 3MB run because I don't like to waste my time doing shitty research. The last time I believe Jinder Mahal had a singles title match was the final of the inaugural NXT Championship tournament against Seth Rollins.
Yeah, no, I was going to say that's the only time I think he's actually challenged for
Are
the
you
title.
kidding me? So let's examine why Jinder Mahal won the WWE Championship.
Oh, yeah, my favorite.
Everybody says
This is my favorite.
that they wanted to get over in India. Jinder Mahal is from Vancouver, Canada.
Damn right.
All right, you
But
gotta
he's brown, so
understand.
demographics.
He appears to be Indian. He might be a ditto.
Well,
But-
he technically is Indian. It's just he's from fucking Canada.
I mean, why do you want to... Okay,
No,
this is what Vince McMahon said. Vince McMahon said there's 1 billion poor, retarded people
That
in
piss in the
India.
streets.
I mean, like, listen, I got nothing against the country of India, but if you have 1.5 billion people in your country,
Yeah.
most of it's poverty.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
I guarantee that 75% of that country doesn't even have a television.
Yeah, probably.
Or electricity.
And the rest of the 25% of them are cheering Roman Reigns.
Oh, they're doing shitty backyard.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
It wasn't
Alright.
a shoot, but no, there was
So
one
we're
time I saw an Indian like pay-per-view thing where they were all pretending to be different wrestlers and they did like a Money in
I
the
hate
Bank.
that shit.
Yeah, it was like a Money in the Bank in the middle of a
But
fucking
it doesn't
street.
even make... It's not even people that would be in Money in the Bank. It's like
Yeah.
Undertaker and like Batista and Rey
Yeah.
Mysterio. Yeah.
Yeah, Batista in a Money in the Bank match, dude.
Jesus Christ. So Jinder Mahal wins the world title from Randy Orton. Okay.
Mhm.
Then he wins the rematch.
Yeah,
Then
he wins again.
we do a Punjabi prison, and in an effort to get him over, we bring in the Great Khali, who, by the way, he's getting real close to that I'm Andre the Giant and I can't walk stage.
I'm sorry, real
and
close.
no, my favorite.
Hold on, he's fucking been there for like 5 years. That dude
No,
is-
but I mean, have you ever seen when Andre the... Like, I saw a 6-man tag from Japan.
Mhm.
It was 7 weeks before Andre died.
Oh,
And he had to have people help him to the ring.
oh yeah, for sure.
That's crazy.
When he got to the ring, he did very little away from holding the ropes.
Mhm.
And it's fucking sad. Because he was awesome, right?
Mhm.
But, like, no one's going to cry when the Great Khali dies.
Well, I'd say the Indian fans probably, but other than
because
that,
he's actually a celebrity over there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but, like...
But yeah, other than that,
No, you know what I do find weird, though, is the fact that they just use Jinder's music again just for the Great Khali.
that was weird because like they used Great Khali's music at the Greatest Royal Rumble. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I don't know what's a weirder statement. Was the Jinder defeated Randy Orton for the WWE Championship in a Punjabi prison match?
Or anything happened at the Greatest Royal
Or
Rumble.
anything that happened at the Greatest Royal Rumble.
Oh, which I would love to talk about later, by the way.
The
I
greatest
have some thoughts on that.
The Greatest Royal Rumble is probably the weirdest, like, alternate universe pay-per-view thing I think I've ever seen in my life, dude.
Yeah.
Like, Primo was on TV.
Not only was Primo on TV,
Vince is like, 50-man Royal Rumble. Shit, how are we going to get 50 guys?
Yeah, dude.
Mike Kanellis was on TV.
Yeah, half of Heavy Machinery was in there.
What, did Mike Kanellis take time off rehab? Or?
Was he in rehab? Is that what's
Yeah,
going on?
oh yeah, for painkillers.
Oh.
Oh.
And then there was
Oh.
Babatunde.
Yeah, Babatunde. 2 NXT stars who haven't even debuted yet were in the Greatest Royal Rumble.
And then there was that Asian dude, the fat Asian dude. It was like Akebono
yeah,
or...
Mark Henry, by the way, came out of retirement to fight a fucking sumo wrestler. Because the Arabian Prince wasn't aware that Yokozuna died, and Vince had to replace him.
What if they just got Rikishi?
He wouldn't have noticed.
Just comes out and dances.
They'd be like, no, that is not allowed here.
No, it scared me when Big E did his abdominal ass stretch slap, dude, because the entire crowd went silent, and I was like, oh no, he's gonna get fucking stoned when he leaves that building, dude.
Oh, Jesus.
But continuing on the Mahal, the Maharaja train.
So he wins 3 singles matches in a row against Randy Orton.
He beat Nakamura twice.
No, he beat Nakamura 3 times.
3
as well.
times? Fuck.
He defeated Shinsuke Nakamura 3 times. And all of the matches were incredibly underwhelming.
Yeah.
Incredibly.
Really?
Yeah.
Nakamura and WWE having an underwhelming match?
Oh.
I don't even blame... How can you
I don't
wrestle
blame
a
him.
decent match when you're paired with Jinder Mahal? I saw their match at Hell in a Cell live.
It's called B AJ Styles. That's
Yeah.
both.
So I saw that match live, okay?
Mhm.
And I'm thinking, all right, Shinsuke's got to win it here. He's got to... Like, what the fuck else are we going to do?
Yeah.
And Jinder beats him in just lame-ass fashion. And the thing that WWE does that pisses me off is they decide that heels should always have the belts. Look at what worked huge for them. People like Steve Austin and The Rock.
Mhm.
People like Bret the Hitman Hart. People like Hogan. People like Ultimate Warrior. People like Bruno Sammartino for 12 years of his life.
Yeah.
All baby faces.
Mhm.
All their best times in terms of business, except for Bret Hart, because fuck Bret Hart.
Yeah.
wasn't pushed hard.
That's my hot take of the week.
I can go hard on Bret Hart later.
Yeah, fuck Bret Hart.
Never forget Bret Hart won
But
the U.S.
it's
title in
just-
2010.
It's just like,
Ugh.
why? Why do we always have to have the heel as the champion, and why does the same finish have to happen? I was even getting tired of Miz as IC champion a couple years ago, because Maurice sprayed a guy in the face every match.
Mhm.
And when Charlotte had the Divas and eventually Women's Championship, Ric Flair helped her win every single time. And it was just like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? And so they realize, Vince finally realizes that Jinder Mahal is not a draw.
Yeah.
So he makes him drop the belt to Styles instead of having
SmackDown.
Jinder Mahal versus Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, that would have. Oh my God.
Oh.
I was still in the camp that, like, if we were gonna do that entire shit run, dude, cap it off with Jinder just beating Lesnar at Survivor Series, dude.
That'd be funny as fuck, honestly.
I don't want it to happen whatsoever, but if it happened, like,
Lesnar's not dumb enough to do that.
Well, Lesnar isn't, but...
Lesnar isn't, but if he gets paid enough, he'll do whatever.
But then again, apparently Jinder and Lesnar are friends or something.
It's probably because he got steroids from Brock.
He probably did.
I mean, but what has the WWE Championship become since then?
Mid-card title.
I mean, it's literally nothing. If you compare it to every other important like world championship in all of wrestling, like look at the NWA Championship right now. Look at what Nick Aldis is doing with that.
Yeah, it's
It's
amazing.
huge. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
He had a great match with Flip Gordon.
Yeah, I heard
recently.
about that.
Look at
Oh, he's defending it against Cody at All In.
yeah,
And that's just prestige right there.
very exciting.
Yeah.
Also Marty versus Okada
That's
Marty versus
at
Okada?
All In.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I think,
Oh.
I think Hangman Page is fighting
Oh,
Joey
that-
Janela.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That excites
Who
me.
I recently found out was the other dude in the giant ass fall off a building spot with Zandig and CZW. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, he also powerbombed Leo Rush through a table, and Leo Rush stood back up.
That was him too? Okay.
That was him too.
He's in every fucking weird spot that Jim Cornette's gonna have a dick burst over.
Was he in that spot where the guy jumped off like 15 feet and missed the table, and then the guy fell off the other way anyways?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Oh man, that was
I
great.
hope not.
So AJ Styles wins the title back. He wins the title from Jinder. Loses to Brock. Go figure. Everybody knew that was gonna happen.
Of course.
December pay-per-view. Jinder Mahal's a rematch.
Of course.
Who's gonna win?
Styles. of
Jinder
course.
Mahal.
Not Jinder. Then
You'd hope.
we move to January. What do they have AJ Styles do? Wrestle a 2-on-1 handicap match against Owens and Zayn. By the way, are you talking about Kevin Owens right now? At all?
Leave him.
What's Kevin Owens doing right now? Like, no, I mean, don't tell me, but like, really think, like, do you care?
I
Do you
kind
care
of
about
do.
Kevin Owens?
Going with what happened on Raw, I kind of do now.
He does entertain me.
He entertains me as well. I mean,
Did I tell you the stipulation of what?
Yeah.
Of him and Braun?
Yeah.
I like that. I do. It's probably like Kevin might. I don't know. I don't.
So for the last 2 months, did you care about Kevin Owens? That's what I'm saying. After Mania.
Okay.
No. Okay. Before Sami Zayn got injured, did you care about Sami Zayn?
Actually, kind of, yeah. I mean, not storyline wise whatsoever because of the fucking Bobby Sisters thing.
Yeah.
But goddamn, is heel Sami Zayn prancing around like
a white... he's entertaining. He's entertaining.
Yeah.
But guess what? When you write someone garbage content, they're never gonna get over.
That's true.
We know better.
Suffering sacrifice.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And so that's obscure. And then a Fastlane 6-pack challenge where we randomly throw John Cena in because John Cena gets us money. And, I mean, everybody knew AJ was going to win that match. Like, there's no predicting, you know what I mean? Then he goes to fight Nakamura. And we were talking about this earlier. And I've seen the Wrestle Kingdom 10 match. And it's probably in my 10 favorite wrestling matches that I've ever seen. I was so when I heard that Nakamura and Styles were coming, and I'd heard that they had a match at Wrestle Kingdom, like when they first originally came to WWE, I watched it. Mm-hmm. And I was so excited for AJ Styles, and even more excited for Nakamura.
Yeah.
Nakamura hit, I think, 5 Kinshasas. Still lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole thing was weird.
Wait, did he lose? No, he won.
Won what?
He won that match.
Which match?
Against AJ.
Technically, he didn't win any,
Wrestle
but...
Kingdom.
Yeah, he beat Styles.
So like, he just... Anyway, it was awesome. And then they get to Mania, and so the people... This is WWE's problem. They need to just fuck off and cater to... Like, they need to... If they're gonna have, like, PG, like, family-friendly bullshit, they need to cater to families and to children. And you need to stop trying to appease the people who hate Roman Reigns. Mm-hmm. Like, if you're above the age of 16 and you like wrestling but you don't like WWE, you need to stop watching WWE. Because all you're doing is giving them money.
Right.
And it's just like... Styles and Nakamura was super hyped by the people who cover wrestling because they saw the Wrestle Kingdom 10 match.
Yep.
And guess what? I was fucking excited for it. But the people who don't have any idea what Wrestle Kingdom is, they're kind of
Yeah.
They're in the whole thing. And you know what? That match was not even close to the Wrestle Kingdom match. It wasn't even one of the 3 best matches on the card.
No, not at all.
And it's just like the WWE Championship, because of that, is now obscure. And then Nakamura turns heel, which on the night you're like, whoa, shock factor. Could be cool.
Could have been cool.
Yeah.
And then no speak English, we can laugh at that because it was funny.
That was pretty funny.
But how are you going to legitimize someone who is just like, his heel work is all like funny shit, and then all he does is hit people in the cock. That's his entire gimmick. He literally just beat Jeff Hardy with a low blow and a Kinshasa.
Well, no, the problem with that is the entire time he feuded with Styles is the fact that he never really picked up any wins.
Right, it's all about low blows.
Like there are a plethora and countless amount of people on the indies who do a ridiculous amount of shit, and simple shit too, but they get over for the fact that, like, A, they're a name brand, which people know Nakamura, but B, they win.
Right.
And all you legitimately need to win is just the booking behind it.
And the main issue for them was that they had 2 non-finishes 10 days apart. Mm-hmm. Great Royal Rumble and I think Backlash, right?
Oh, God, Backlash, dude.
Yeah, I don't like to talk about Backlash.
It was just like, that is shitty. Who books their world title like that? There's not another promotion in the world who books their title like that.
WCW with Vince Russo?
The TNA around 2012.
TNA with Vince Russo? I kind of wanted to touch upon New Japan in terms of matches. Because I'm kind of a New Japan virgin. I've seen Dominion, and that's, like, about it.
Like how you refer to yourself as a virgin.
I am totally. But, like, I feel like if you keep getting the same match, it's like the stuff
One of my favorite things in WWE, despite how underbooked they are, is both of the tag divisions.
Mhm.
And
Rhino.
yeah, Rhino eating bologna sandwiches. But no, last year when it was the New Day and the Usos feuding over the SmackDown tag titles, like I was legitimately excited for them to start up a feud again. But then the New Day won the tag titles. I was like, all right, that's cool, that's fine. I see where this goes. But then the Usos won the tag titles back. And then they had another tag match to determine the stipulation for what match they were going to have at fucking Hell in a Cell. And then they had Hell in a Cell. And then, like, they went by, like, 2 months. And the New Day were like, you know what? Because WWE can't decide how we're going to end this feud, we call a truce. 2 months later, they're in a fucking Fatal 4-Way tag match for the tag titles again.
Yeah.
Then, like, 2 months later, they're competing for it again at WrestleMania. So it's like...
That just gave me flashbacks to Sasha Charlotte.
No, it gave me flashbacks to Corbin Ziggler. From
Ambrose Miz.
Oh, God.
Man.
And you know what? You can keep spewing examples of that. And that's why, like, when I book my own product and when I watch other products, that's what I look for. There are certain matches that you can do and they'll never get old because they're not, number one, they're not bad.
Yeah.
And number two, the greatest thing you've ever seen.
Right.
And the thing about Okada and Omega is, you're right. I think if they do Okada and Omega at Wrestle Kingdom this year, they're making a mistake.
I really don't see why they would need to.
It's completely unnecessary. And that's the thing with New Japan that they do so well. So,
honestly, real quick, I prefer it to be Omega Ibushi. Just because.
Oh, yeah, you're right. No, you're right.
And then in addition to that, I feel like if Omega has made the dumb fucking decision to go to WWE, I hope he stays in New Japan and stays on the indies and helps build the super... Like, honestly, I predict that 2020 to 2030 is going to be like this resurgence in wrestling where people are going to be like, oh, wrestling still exists. And then they're going to realize that there's just this huge super indie scene that's kind of going to become like the cool thing, you know? And I feel like Omega would fit the face for that.
New Japan's CEO is doing a great job of that. Last year, the G1 Climax had 7 English commentary shows out of 19. This year, all 19 are live English commentary. Most nights they have a translator at the desk so that when they speak Japanese, you can understand it.
Mm-hmm.
And what they've been doing a great job of, they get their content out. It's not as timely as WWE would be, but they do their post-match stuff. You get to get everyone's promos translated.
Mm-hmm.
So I know what Naito wants to say about this guy, and I can connect with him more. And the people who reject that are WWE fans, are just too lazy to go click on it. Because you go click on it, it's... I mean, I can't explain it. I've never... So, real quick backstory, and then I'm going to talk about being worn out of feuds. I got into wrestling when I was 8 years old.
Mm-hmm.
My first glimpse of wrestling was Edge and Undertaker 2008.
Oh, Jesus
and
Christ.
Edge is my favorite wrestler of all time, and I think that their stuff is it's ridiculous, and Edge is a phenomenal heel.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when Jimmy Wang Yang used to come out and his wife beat her and do the Rhino Shuffle.
I love Jimmy Wang Yang.
Chuck Palumbo used to come out with Michelle McCool on the back of the motorcycle.
You will remember.
The best theme song that no one ever talks about.
Yeah.
Chuck
Anyway,
Palumbo's great.
No one remembers. Except for
MVP and Matt Hardy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I used to get so pissed off when I turn on. I wasn't allowed to watch SmackDown because it used to make me angry.
Yeah.
I used to get anger shit. So I used to run inside, turn on SmackDown for 20 minutes, and MVP would be on. I'm like, fuck. I'm so mad. I don't want to see this asshole. Anyway, so I sort of got out of it around 2009-ish. It was only in for a year, but I loved it. I knew I loved it.
Yeah.
I finally got back into it. Let's see. I knew Edge retired. So I was I kind of knew some shit. I got back into it in 2015, or right before Mania. I watched a Raw. And then I watched the Raw after Mania with Harold. Shout out to Harold. And since then I've been watching. When I first started watching it, I actually connected with Roman Reigns. Because I didn't know the backstory of Daniel Bryan and all that shit that people were mad about. I think that's why I've always been an advocate of Roman Reigns, because you literally cut and paste Roman Reigns and put him in any other situation where people don't fuck him up like Vince McMahon did. And Roman Reigns is the top star in wrestling.
Yeah, I think
If they don't fuck up Roman Reigns, like, New Japan's great and all, but they're not talking about it as much as they are.
Yeah.
Because people aren't so fed up.
I think my biggest problem with WWE as a whole is that they don't have bookers, they have writers.
Yeah.
And we talked about that on the last podcast. It's the point where they have TV writers instead of people who love the sport and are there because they have a childhood or they have a love for it. Or they're like, oh, this would be cool. I really think like these guys will gel well. And it's not just like, hey, let's have him say suffering succotash.
Yeah.
And say stupid shit.
No, it goes back to recently Paul Heyman joined the Raw writing team, and he booked Roman versus Lashley. And that was the first time since Lashley came back that I like had any mild interest in him. Was the fact that Paul Heyman knows what the fuck is going on. Like listening to Paul Heyman talk about like why certain people won't get over and why certain people will get over is just astounding because he has a deep knowledge of the wrestling business, and he's like one of the only like 2 or 3 people on the wrestling the writers team.
It's like him and Triple H.
Yeah, no, like Lashley defeating Reigns actually like surprises me because I just it's just something that just never would.
Well, it's smart when you're going to do a pay-per-view match 8 days later on TV to have the guy who's
it's that 50-50 booking, dude. That's the problem.
I will say at the very least, I found that the most recent Reigns Lashley thing was at least enjoyable, regardless of how like Roman Reigns won again. At least it was enjoyable and it wasn't Roman Brock 27, where it was just spear, Superman punch, F5, F5, F5.
No, the problem is like I feel like my biggest problem with WWE besides the booking is there are no characters anymore. Just kind of like people just come out, they run the ropes. They're like, oh, this is a wrestling match. I got to do all my spots. It's the old suicide dive into commercial break on Raw.
Get your shit in.
You got to hit every single move every single week, implying that like Kevin Owens will actually pin anybody off of a frog splash, or Sami Zayn will ever pin anybody off of a haluva or a Blue Thunder Bomb, or Rollins will ever pin anybody besides a curb stomp. You know what I mean? It's like
your brain just triggers something in me.
What's that?
I was looking at some backyard wrestling clips. Some dude did a fucking Blue Thunder Bomb tombstone.
That's not safe.
It was not safe whatsoever. He dropped him on his fucking head.
I don't even understand how that's possible.
he set him up for a Blue Thunder Bomb and then like fucking threw him down and like tombstoned him and he like broke his neck or some shit.
Jesus Christ, dude.
That guy's an idiot.
Wow.
Fucking idiot.
Yeah.
No, there's just no character work anymore. It's just like you look back at like, ooh, the Attitude Era is the perfect example to talk about it. So the Attitude Era wasn't perfect either in terms of everything. It's like Big Boss Man stealing Big Show's fucking dead dad in the casket.
But what about Big Boss Man getting hung in Hell in a Cell?
Well,
or Big Boss Man stepping in shit with Al Snow.
Or Big Boss Man existing. All right.
Yeah.
Oh.
But no, it's just you look back at the Attitude Era and you have these like legitimately defined characters. Like you look at Kane. What the fuck is Kane? He is a fucking demon spawn from hell, and he comes out and he wrecks shit.
With X-Pac.
Yeah, he teams with fucking X-Pac for some reason. But he comes out and he just wrecks shit, dude. And the booking back then was fucking amazing for him because despite what people think, like, that man went out and won a fucking 4-way tag team TLC match by himself. You know what I mean? Like, he's booked as a monster. And he's booked to win shit versus, like, Braun Strowman, who, yeah, he comes out every single week. And he does some ridiculous spot where he just destroys some new part of the set of Raw. But like
Kevin Owens whole.
Yeah, but like he doesn't win anything. And that, like, to me as a wrestling fan, I learned that they put so much hype behind the World Championship, the Universal Championship, the Intercontinental Championship, any title, and there's just like that's what defines wrestling to me is that the pinnacle of your career is, besides having good matches, is achieving a championship. That's what everybody's there for.
I just remembered something.
What's that?
Braun Strowman is a champion right now.
Oh.
He's the greatest Royal Rumble champion.
That doesn't count. And
it only counts in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, it only counts in Saudi Arabia the one time they do that a year.
Don't, though.
If they do, they do at their own pay-per-view, which that's gonna be weird. But no, the problem is just championships don't matter whatsoever. You can just throw it on, and it sucks because besides a few people in WWE right now, honestly, anybody could challenge for the world title, in my opinion, with proper booking and me actually caring about him.
Slater.
Like Zack Ryder, I honestly believe he despite what anybody thinks, the hype wave that he had in around 2011 when he got himself over because WWE wouldn't allow him to do it, he could have won the world championship and I would have had no problem with it.
Right.
Or heel R-Truth, which everybody forgets about, which was the greatest thing.
Don't say the name of the pay-per-view.
Capital Punishment?
No.
with fake Barack Obama, Spinaroonie.
God
Didn't
damn.
Ezekiel Jackson win the Intercontinental Championship on that pay-per-view?
Didn't Ezekiel Jackson exist?
Yeah, he was just Ahmed Johnson again, dude.
Oof.
And he digivolved into Big Rick.
No.
But all the stuff that you're saying, the one thing, whether you're talking about championship value or character development or getting tired of shit, you know what I mean? All of it comes back to the reason that I will always choose New Japan over WWE. And it's Okada and Tanahashi. The great, literally a better rivalry than Austin and Rock, easily. It's probably the greatest rivalry in the history of wrestling. It's up there. It's this generation's Flair Steamboat.
Okay.
Damn
Okay.
son.
And in terms of quality, people talk about Okada and Omega like that. But I mean, this is really they're like Flair and Sting in terms of just the rivalry that they have.
Mm-hmm.
So Okada comes back, his first match back from his excursion, where if you're trained in the dojo, once you've achieved a certain level, they kick you out of the country for a year or two, and they say go learn somewhere else. So Okada jobbed in TNA.
Yeah, we don't.
You remember that? I'm sure you do.
I do not actually. I don't. I didn't.
I think that was around Generation Me.
2010, 2011. Yeah. So Okada met the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
When they were in TNA.
And that's how
the Bucks got hired. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, Okada comes back at Wrestle Kingdom 6 in 2012, and he wrestles an intentionally bad match. This is how good the booking is. They're this match is supposed to suck. His finisher's supposed to look like shit. He's supposed to look bad. He comes out, I think it's either later that night or the next day, and he challenges the world champion, Hiroshi Tanahashi, the savior of the company. If Tanahashi doesn't become big 5 years prior, the company goes bankrupt. Because Antonio Inoki thought it would be cool if MMA and pro wrestling were combined, and then Bob Sapp and Brock Lesnar won the IWGP Championship. Anywho.
Yeah, and did you know, by the way, that they don't count Kurt Angle's IWGP title reign anymore?
Mm-hmm. So, Tanahashi's okay.
Yeah.
You and me, cool. New beginning, which is their February show. Okada wins.
The world title.
Yeah, because Tanahashi takes him lately.
Jesus
Okada
Christ.
wins the world title.
And of course,
the crowd is stunned.
Of course, this match was fucking phenomenal.
Oh yeah,
right?
but they're one of their better matches. A match I would really suggest: Dominion 6/16, 2012.
Okay.
They have the rematch. Tanahashi regains his championship. They then go on. Okada in his first G1 wins the tournament.
Wow. Okay.
Which very few people have done that. Hiroki Goto and Kenny Omega are two people that immediately come to mind. Jay White's got a chance this year, but
yeah, Jay White's doing fucking fantastic.
I just want to point something out. The only Gaijin which is white person that wrestles in Japan, the only Gaijin other than Kenny Omega to reach the finals of a G1 Climax, Machine Gun Carl Anderson, 2012. And look at what Carl Anderson is now.
Where is he?
Exactly.
Which? All right. Here's a question. Which brand is he on? That's all you have
SmackDown.
to. No, I thought he was on NXT, dude.
Raw Live. All right.
Honestly, he could've totally went to
205 Raw.
NXT.
No, he's on NXT UK, dude, because they can't figure out who they fucking want.
They sent Drew Gulak there. Too.
So then they wrestle at Wrestle Kingdom 13, And so from the beginning of 2012 till like the middle of 2013, they have like 5 or 6 matches.
Yeah.
And they're all super intense, and they trading the belt back and forth. And then, Tanahashi starts to have a different attitude, and like Okada is developing, and Tanahashi's got to figure out a way to stop him. And there's a ton of psychology in this.
Yeah, because he's starting to develop into the Rainmaker, right?
Right,
like
right. And so,
like
but then what happens to Okada?
What?
He's AJ Styles.
AJ Styles. Oh, that's when he won it, right?
AJ Styles comes in, takes the belt from Okada. And so they have a series of 5 matches that happen in the span of a year. And they're all bangers. They're all great matches.
Okay.
And so what happens is AJ drops the belt to Tanahashi. And Tanahashi wins. Oh, my God.
I forgot he existed.
Yeah.
Can you put this, like, at this part of the podcast? Can you edit in this picture?
I probably could.
So that we know what's happening.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
It's just a picture of our truth. That's all.
Yeah, K Quick's making his SmackDown Live debut, guys.
Anyway. So then Tanahashi and Okada get set up again. Then Wrestle Kingdom 10, the beginning of 2016. The feud finally ends. Okada wins.
Right.
Okada wins that belt in 2016. He then loses it to Tetsuya Naito in April that year. Mm-hmm. Wins it back at Dominion. Holds the belt for 720 days. And drops it to Omega just recently.
Yeah, no, that's how you book
Which
a
is
world.
ridiculous.
That's how you book a world championship reign to be that long.
720.
12 title defenses in that span. And guess what? Brock Lesnar has defended his belt less, and it's a shorter reign, obviously, but Lesnar, like Okada and Lesnar would probably be close to the same pace, if not on the same pace, if Lesnar held it for 2 years. Okada might have a couple more, but Okada would typically defend the championship 3, 4, 5 times a year, or 6 at the most. Okay, maybe 7 if someone's smoking crack.
Yeah.
All right. So, but the thing is, there's prestige to that.
Yeah.
You don't just, it's not just random. Like, there's no, like, dinky storyline where the winner of this 6-way match where there's going to be a screwy finish gets a match with the world champion.
Yeah.
How do you earn the title shots? So Wrestle Kingdom starts the year, okay? You win the G1 Climax, which is a month-long tournament where you wrestle 9 singles matches just to get the finals to wrestle a 10th.
Yeah.
And you have to outdo 9 other guys in your group and then win a one-on-one match. And then, just then, you get the right to challenge, the right to main event the Tokyo Dome.
Right.
But you got to defend that right in there. So that's the hardest one to get, Wrestle Kingdom main event.
Yeah.
It's like WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Then...
it's WrestleMania.
Yeah. It's their version of it. You know what I mean?
No, I know what you mean, but WrestleMania main events don't matter either. Nothing really matters.
Oh, but that matters. So anyway.
Yeah.
Then the next time they'll defend is likely on the February tour.
Mm-hmm.
But how does that come about? It's not random. It's somebody looking impressive over a significant period of time. They either have to A, pin the champion, B, win a tag match with the champion on the other team.
Yeah, similar to what happened with Juice Robinson and Jay White, right? It was like he pinned him in the tag match, and then he challenged him at the... Okay.
But Juice had to earn that. Juice can't just automatically get it. Or, if you move to April, in March, the New Japan Cup, 16-man single elimination tournament. Winner can pick one of 3 champions to challenge. So you could pick the world champion. But you have to win that fucking tournament.
Yeah.
And it's going to blow dick.
Yeah.
And then, you like, there's precedence. You know what I mean? Like, Okada and Tanahashi wrestled this year.
Mm-hmm.
But Okada and Tanahashi have such a long history that it makes sense for Tanahashi to challenge him. It's not Joe Schmo who pulled off the street. Right. Yeah. It's not Mickey the Fat Ass D, alright?
Shout out.
It's
not the fat book.
And then in the G1, that's the big thing, especially for the secondary singles titles like the US and the IC.
Yeah.
They'll defend that like 2 or 3 times before Wrestle Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say I'm the IWGP Intercontinental Champion. Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion. Yeah.
Oh,
gotta be a heavyweight.
Oh, yeah.
So let's say I'm that, and I go 5-4 in my group, okay?
Right.
So I have 10 points. So I'm not going to advance. But let's say that my losses were to the two people that hold championships.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? 2 people who don't hold championships. Those people who don't hold championships will be owed a U.S. title shot. I'm sorry, I'm the Intercontinental Champion. They'll be owed an IC title shot.
That's fair.
Right, and that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, they did something to earn that.
Yeah.
It's not just Jinder Mahal took steroids, and so now he's fighting for the world title because everybody pins Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
You know? And Kenny Omega and Tomohiro Ishii is a good example. They're wrestling in the G1 this year. They'll wrestle once or twice a year, and they'll wrestle every year like that. I think they wrestled 3 times last year. But guess what? Their match will never get old, and it's always going to change. Have you seen the G1 special match where Kenny won the inaugural U.S. championship?
No, I have not.
So he's got a table on the outside,
mm-hmm.
and he's going to try to drag him off the apron through the table.
Jesus Christ, dude.
How do you think Tomohiro Ishii's going to counter that?
You're looking at headbutt him or something, right?
He bit the rope. He held on to the rope with his teeth.
Jesus.
What a badass, dude.
I just want to see Ishii and Suzuki just keep that. That's a match I could watch forever,
dude.
I'm not even a New Japan mark, but anytime I see those 2 motherfuckers head towards the ring, dude.
I heard Don Callis telling a story about Minoru Suzuki.
That he's fucking crazy.
So there's a young lion who just left for excursion 6 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
His name's Kawato.
Okay. And
he was 20 years old when this happened.
Okay.
The youngest of all the young lions.
Okay.
He's a good kid. He's gonna be really good. But so Suzuki spars to warm up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So he gets in there and he starts wrestling the young lion.
Yeah.
And the young lion is they start to wrestle, and Suzuki would put him in an arm bar.
Yeah.
And then the kid would tap out and he'd let him up, no problem.
Right.
But then something clicks in Suzuki, and then he put him in a leg trap, cross face kind of like a half Nelson almost.
Yeah.
And the kid was crying and screaming.
Jesus.
And he's they went on for 45 minutes, and Kawato looked like he had just been through the most horrific event of his life. Suzuki didn't even break a sweat. He had a straight face the entire time. He's a bad mother. He beat Ken Shamrock. I don't remember if he knocked him out or if he submitted him. He beat Ken Shamrock twice in MMA.
So what I'm getting from that is I want to see Haku and him fight.
Dude, what the hell is Haku's problem, dude?
Suzuki will do this thing, and I'm going to show you guys. You're not going to be able to see this, but so this is how Suzuki throws forearms. So someone will hit him, and he'll stone face him, and then he'll sort of wind up, and then he just comes like that. But there's no slap here. There's no slap on the body. You can listen and hear the side of their face every time.
Christ.
It's ridiculous. And that's why some people will dislike New Japan, because it can get gross at times in terms of stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Shibata.
Oh, God, don't talk about it. I can't even handle Shibata. But you know who can?
Nobody.
Chris Storm.
Chris
Anyway,
Storm.
Chris Storm, dude.
You knew where that was going. Yeah.
Sorry, he's dead. Shibata's dead.
Shibata's dead. No, but I think that people who are upset with how stagnant WWE is and how lame it's
no, the problem is it's so formulaic.
Right. It's like if I only watched WWE, I would not watch wrestling anymore. If that was my only outlet, because I'm just so over it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
I feel you.
Now, I want to propose a question.
What's that?
If WWE decided to have a tournament like the G1, would you think that would improve anything?
No, they're having King of the Ring this year.
Are they really?
Yeah, they advertised it along with the Mae Young Classic, the UK Tournament Championship 2.
Ooh.
But
what the fuck is King of the Ring? King of the Ring.
No, just like before, it's going to provide them nothing besides maybe a gimmick change for somebody. But even then, they're not going to get a push.
It's going to be Sheamus wearing a crown for the next 2 years.
Yeah, no, it's going to be like Elias and it's I like the prospect of Elias, because he fucking deserves it. Going through a tournament, beating some mid-card people, maybe Balor, maybe Rollins or something. But the problem is WWE doesn't have enough faith in people like Elias or Ziggler to properly beat Seth Rollins or Roman Reigns or Bobby Lashley without a screwy finish ever.
Exactly.
And
let me propose this to you because you make a really good point, Kyle.
What's that?
Think about, just take this as an example.
Okay.
Let's say that they do a G1 style event.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So let's say that it starts, see, this is where they need it, the lull after Mania.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say it starts the like the last week of April. Okay?
Okay.
There's 8 guys from Raw. There's
Okay.
8 guys from SmackDown.
Okay.
So there's the Raw group and the SmackDown group. Okay?
Ooh.
So Kyle, write this down. You're gonna want to write. Okay, or you can get pen. I was just gonna say on your phone, but
We've got pen and paper somewhere, but I can phone it.
Wait, continue talking.
So, however WWE wants to name their, I hate like you want to do a qualifying match, do a qualifying match, whatever.
Capital punishment.
It's like.
All right, continue.
Or just name someone. So this is the Raw list. I'm gonna go off the rosters right now. Okay.
Okay.
So oh god.
My dick.
Your dick.
Continue.
So Raw is Roman Reigns,
Ooh.
who, by the way, I think he could have a 5-star match with Okada.
Fuck yeah, he could.
Not like Okada wouldn't carry him. So it's
Yeah.
Roman, Finn, Seth.
Ooh.
So this is all. I'm gonna use current champions as well. So Dolph would be in there.
Brock Lesnar, just kidding.
Yeah, right.
Bobby Lashley, Elias, McIntyre, and who else can I throw in there? I
1,
mean,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
who else is on Raw right now?
Fuck, who is on Raw? Kevin Owens.
Okay, Kevin Owens.
Yeah, Kevin Owens.
It's a good option. That's a really good option. And then I'd probably do 10 like New Japan does, but I'll just make it simpler. So SmackDown would be AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan,
Sushi Nakamushi.
Nakamura.
I'm just putting sushi because I don't know how to spell either of those.
Randy Orton, Jeff Hardy,
I'd put Almost.
Andrade. Yeah. How many do I have left?
You have 2.
The
Smojo.
Miz and Samoa Joe.
Big Cass.
Oh, Jesus.
Does he
And I'm
exist anymore?
No, he got fired.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah,
Alright.
I'm sure people are left off of that.
Yeah, but continue.
This, that, and the other thing. So what happens is they do a similar schedule. Like you literally take the entire month of May.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it would be better if they did like special, like network special events, but they don't have to do that. So it's on Raw and SmackDown. So there's 7 matches. So that means for the next 7 weeks there are 4 tournament matches a night.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Which is ridiculous. So like last week of April, 4 weeks in May, and then the first 2 weeks of June. Okay? So then the June pay-per-view, which is it's Money in the Bank now.
I know they change
But
it
we'll
every
just say it's Armageddon because I'm old.
Yes.
And then in between
Yeah, it's
Armageddon
Bad Blood.
and SummerSlam is Bad Blood. Yeah,
And
there
and
you go.
then Cyber
year.
Sunday.
And then it's in your house.
LMAO. So, Revenge of the Taker. So, the laziest one they ever did of those was In Your House Degeneration X.
Yeah.
So anyway,
In your house, JR's barbecue sauce, dude.
Dude, I want to buy some fucking JR barbecue sauce.
All right, but continue.
so let's say on Raw side, so Dolph Ziggler's the Intercontinental Champion. Let's say Dolph Ziggler's losses are to Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Elias, and Drew McIntyre. Let's say he goes 3 wins, 4 losses, 6 points. That's okay. It's not great. Roman Reigns.
It's exactly where it needs to be. He's a mid-carder, like
Right.
in terms of championship
Mm-hmm.
status.
I mean, as a champion, you might like him to do a little better.
No, but it's WWE.
Right.
There's a clear mid-card versus a clear main event.
So I'm gonna say that Seth Rollins wins the Raw block because I don't want Roman to do it. So let's say Seth and Roman had a match on the last day, and the winner advanced, and Rollins advanced. So Rollins goes through.
Okay.
So that means Rollins is not going to challenge Dolph Ziggler.
Obviously.
Roman Reigns, I think, is too high on the card, so I wouldn't have him challenge Ziggler either.
Finn Balor.
But Balor's in the gym. But you know what, dude? You better bet your ass that Elias is wrestling Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental Championship at Bad Blood. And you bet your ass that you got Ziggler and McIntyre lined up for SummerSlam.
Yeah.
which is what should be happening right now.
Yeah, the SummerSlam's weird this year.
It's literally rematches so far.
I'm kind of hoping that Finn and McIntyre get added to the IC title match.
Yeah, that'd actually be an interesting dynamic, adding McIntyre to the make it a fatal 4-way with Rollins and Ziggler, because that way if McIntyre actually does win, there's that like oh, you stole my title from me with Ziggler.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But then if that happens, Ziggler's gonna fucking fade to obscurity again.
Well, Ziggler said from all reports, Ziggler hasn't renewed his contract. So if you want Ziggler to fuck off, which sure, let him go to New Japan. I mean, there's a lot of people on the roster, and someone else can take his spot or lack of spot.
Yeah, no, that's what the NXT call-ups are for.
Yeah, just let Ziggler go somewhere else. I'm fine with him going somewhere else.
So, then on SmackDown, we'll say that Daniel Bryan wins. But here's my caveat. Who's the U.S. champion right now?
It is Nakamura.
Mm-hmm. So, let's say Nakamura loses to Samoa Joe. Then you bet your ass you're seeing Joe and Nakamura for the U.S. title, and it's not random. Mm-hmm. You got free matches made for you. It's like the easiest booking decision you could ever make.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so then the final of your tournament, who did I pick to win SmackDown?
You didn't pick anybody, so.
Oh. So I would take Daniel Bryan, I guess.
Okay.
I'm not the hugest Daniel Bryan fan. Like, he's good, but, you know. So then you got Daniel Bryan versus Seth Rollins in the main event of a pay-per-view.
Jesus
Excuse
Christ.
me.
Damn.
So, and then whoever's beaten AJ Styles will fight AJ Styles, and then the winner of that match can challenge one of the champions at SummerSlam in the main event.
Yeah.
How big would that be for them? I mean, they probably
Ridiculous.
get sued, but...
No, they can do whatever they want.
I just thought of something.
Yeah.
We need to get TV writing credits so we can actually apply to be writers for WWE.
You'll fucking, yeah, right. I'll just post a picture with fucking Young Bucks and get fired, dude. But
Jimmy Jacobs.
I met him.
You did meet him.
Did you?
He seems wonderful.
He's a nice guy.
I say that, but I know
zombie
nothing of him.
princess or whatever.
I don't understand what the fuck his gimmick is, but that's exactly what I like in a wrestler. I don't understand what they're...
I don't understand what Finn Balor's gimmick was either. Honestly, I wanted to say that earlier when we were talking about character. I stopped caring about Finn Balor as soon as the demon went poof. Like, the demon was one of the things where I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then it was like, I like that butt. And I'm like, you're funny still, but...
Yeah, no, it's just so cookie cutter now. It's here's what happens every single week.
Corbin comes out and goes, Finn, you're short. I'm tall. I'm also bald because I have a receding hairline.
No, it's Balor comes out. He does his big old cheese smile, dude. He comes out. He starts wrestling a match. Right before it goes to commercial break, he does his little flip over the top and he does his little rah, and he flexes his abs and stuff. You come back and it's either Balor beats a jobber or it's Balor gets a screwy finish and it's a tag match every single week. And usually it's either he's teaming with Reigns, Rollins, or whoever, insert face here.
He needs to film one of those gay porno things with Rollins. Did you see that? No. It was a video. It was like a really gay video of Rollins before he was in WWE, and it's like really gay wrestling. Like Rollins gets thrown into another guy like ass to dick, and then he like lays down on the guy. Yeah, it's very gay. It's funny though.
No, I have not seen that whatsoever.
Much gay.
Much gay.
Big gay.
I'll show you that later. It's in a big compilation.
But no, it's just Raw's so cookie cutter. It's just I know formulaic things work for things that last forever because Raw's been going on for what, like 15, 20, 25 actually, because they celebrated Raw 25.
Jesus Christ.
25 years. I feel like, yeah, there's going to be some burnout sometimes, but it's like year on end, there's only one interesting thing that almost potentially happens every single year, and then they just keep fucking it up. Like
they do
my favorite thing, just because I watched it live, was the CM Punk everything when he finally won the WWE Championship.
Yeah.
book
That's
that
such a good match.
to shit, dude. I have never seen something with the potential to be literally the biggest thing in wrestling get booked to shit so fast. It was CM Punk won the championship, disappeared from WWE. He was off TV for like
Which
8 days.
Was brilliant.
For like 8 days.
If they would have kept him.
If it would have been like 6 months or a year, dude,
Even a full month or two.
Yeah, no, and here's what happens. They have a championship tournament, right? You get all these guys who actually deserve to win the WWE championship. The finals was Rey Mysterio versus The Miz for the WWE championship. It was a great match. It was surprisingly good. Rey Mysterio won the WWE championship after all these fucking years of being in the company. And then for literally no reason. It doesn't even technically make any sense because it's technically a separate title because of the unification match. Cena comes out and he's like, oh, I want my rematch tonight. And then he just beats Mysterio. Mysterio's only WWE championship reign lasted 2 hours because they can't have Cena not in the title picture. So then CM Punk comes back like the next week, and he's like, "Oh, you're gonna get it," and they have a unification match, and you think like, "Oh, all right, CM Punk, he won. He's got both forms of the WWE Championship. It's the same thing. He's back in the company. What's next for him? Alberto Del Rio of all people cash in." And then like 2 months later, he wins it back in a Hell in a Cell match. And then out of fucking nowhere, Kevin Nash is there. And then CM Punk doesn't even have a match with Kevin Nash. He just loses to Triple H at a pay-per-view. And then Triple H fucking has a match with Kevin Nash. A TLC sledgehammer on a fucking pole match, dude.
Yeah,
like
we talked to Nash, and do you remember what the reason he said?
He doesn't even know. He doesn't even know.
Because I thought he had an explanation. But no, we talked to Nash about that, and he said, fuck, I don't remember what he said.
No, and then yeah, CM Punk did go on his like 434-day title reign. But like
Why didn't that start at Money in the Bank?
I don't know.
Because CM Punk is a failure as a champion because even though he requested the fucking ice cream bars, they never came back. I want those WWE ice cream bars to come back so bad. They were so good.
And they had those little fucking cardboard cards that no one seems to fucking remember besides
Chris
me.
Benoit was on one, and I felt guilty.
Can I recommend ice cream to you guys right now?
Yes.
This is totally a wrestling thing.
I don't sure go ahead.
So a couple things. If you go to 7-Eleven right now, at least it happened for me the other day, they got 2 things that are 2 for $2, which is always a good deal. They have the Snickers ice cream bars.
Oh, those are so good.
They're so good.
So good.
So good. And then they had this, it was a 7-Eleven brand item. But it caught my eye because there are 2 words in the name of the product that I cannot resist. Those words are peanut butter. Okay? It was, the drumstick cone things.
Oh my god.
It was that, but with a chocolate waffle cone. And then it was peanut butter and chocolate ice cream with peanut butter cups in it. And then the instead of peanuts, it was
Jesus Christ,
cookie.
Dude.
My dick.
And I have to admit, really fucking good.
I want to go to 7-Eleven now.
Yeah, actually, you want to fucking wrap this podcast up so we can get some fucking ice cream?
You know what, dude?
You could totally do it. We're almost at an hour. Do we just cap out on an hour and go get some fucking ice cream?
Fuck yeah,
You know
dude.
what, dude?
Let's all have like a final
Sounds like
like
a plan.
30 seconds of just what.
Okay.
All right, Thomas Gunn, you can go first, sir.
Okay, so subscribe to MEBW Backyard Wrestling on YouTube. We
Should be saying subscribe to us.
subscribe to this channel if you're watching it on this channel. If you're not watching it on this channel and it's pirated, I'm gonna have James Fury pirate this and see what happens.
I'll fight James Fury. I have to fight him at some point.
Yeah, no, it could be Media Frenzy, it could be Internet Inferno, it's probably still going to be Kyle Supremo. Just subscribe to this fucking channel, alright?
Yeah.
Please.
And I hope that you guys have me on again sometime. And yeah, thanks guys.
Of course,
Yes.
of course. It was a pleasure having you on here. You have a
Appreciate.
deep, insightful knowledge of injury.
I like to create content, so whenever you want to create content,
Yes.
give me a call ski.
Of
Okay.
course, of course.
You're going next because I have a long ramble. Just kidding. You go next.
Okay. Yeah, no, this is my second time ranting about WWE, despite me tuning into Raw every single week.
Is it therapeutic for you?
A little bit.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
It doesn't help much because it's I rant about the same things and nothing really changes. So it's just kind of like that.
Echo chamber.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's like fighting liberals on anything, dude. But no, it's like I every single week I just talk about the same stuff. Hopefully we'll move on to a new topic next week. But
well, we're doing this weird because we're having technically 3 podcasts go up this week. So there's the wrestling one, the first wrestling one's going up this week. This one's going up, and then there's a nostalgia podcast before this one. So yeah, there's like 3 this week.
Okay.
Because I'm a fucking idiot and I didn't upload last week.
Yeah, no, we'll get you some actual fucking content when we stop being fucking lazy, dude. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll,
Hey, I'll talk in a basement with you guys every day.
every day.
That sounds like a joy.
It sounds like a joy. But
Okay, so my final thoughts. I'm easy to please, so I don't have that many issues with WWE, but regardless, I do want more characters. I want another boom period. I want people like Hogan, like Sting, people who will go out and quote motherfuckers. You got people quoting Austin 316 and Hulkamania and shit. When's the last time you heard anybody say a catchphrase from current WWE in the wild? Or current wrestling in general? What, suck my dick from Adam Cole? But that's about it. Like,
I would say the Too Sweet, but that's stolen too.
yeah, Too Sweet's stolen from fucking everything. But like, there needs to be this point where there's some Jesus figure, who brings this shit back.
No, it's the death of kayfabe. No one wants to be a character outside of WWE.
But that's the thing. Just fucking someone needs to
Have
do
you
it.
ever seen that interview with where someone called wrestling fake in front of Vader? And
Vader fucking
he almost killed the guy.
Vader fucking
That's how you fucking keep kayfabe alive, dude.
In the internet age, you can't keep kayfabe alive. Mostly, like there's certain times, like Corey Graves and Booker T were taking shots at each other for like a long time, and then like
And then they're like, gotcha!
yeah, Booker T. Right before we fucking met him, Booker T was like, "We're all cool. We're all shucky ducky quack quack."
Subscribe to the Fight Network, because that's all he talked about, dude.
I love that.
Yeah, no, we met Booker T, and half of the conversation was, "Oh, are you going to be a wrestler?" I was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm in school right now." And then
Subscribe to the
and
Fight
then he was
Network.
like, "Yeah, that's cool. You want to subscribe to the Fight Network?" I was like, "I don't even know what's on that. That's cool, but I
I
guess."
think ROH is on there.
I think so too.
But
Why would he be advertising ROH?
Because his promotion's on there.
yeah, he has.
He has a promotion?
Yeah, it's called the Reality of Wrestling.
Yeah.
That's where Ember Moon comes from.
Ember Moon's fine.
Yeah, she's like the only
I'd
black
motorboat
woman.
her ass cheeks. Alright.
Motorboat her ass cheeks. Okay, I think that's be all for us. So we can end on the sexual note.
Yeah, no, we'll just name this. We'll just.
Give me that fucking microphone.
We'll just name this podcast in the vein of Rosalinda's nipple and call this Ember Moon's ass cheeks, dude.
Okay, that's it for now. See you
All right.
bitches later, or listen to us later, you fucking cunts. Nice.